Let's go now back to Noxolo Mafu, who went onto the streets of Cape Town just today to speak to people about their opinions on gun ownership and gun control in South Africa.
Well, it would appear that most members of the public have a very uneasy relationship with guns. So let's take a closer look at what the public had to say.
I think gun control should be strict because most of the people use guns for unnecessary reasons.
We have a problem with guns in our area, in our neighborhood, especially for the younger people like us, and especially our lives is in danger because of guns.
The fact is we're not controlling guns at all. Most of the guns out there killing people are totally on the black market. So there's no point in trying to enforce a law that strictening laws that you can't enforce yet.
Call me a conspiracy theorist, but I don't like the fact that now the whole government is controlling arms, you know, because at the end of the day, like, it's all capital, you know what I mean?
I think they should make it easier for everyone to have guns, especially if you've got property or important valuables to protect.
It depends. Like sometimes it's a safety of yourself, but sometimes other people they get a gun with the purpose of going to steal and other things. You see, so it depends, but I don't know.
If we can get all the guns off the street, you don't need a gun to protect yourself.
I think those opinions vary quite a lot, but I think it's also certainly indicative of where South Africa is at the moment, especially with these talks in Parliament. We want to talk about it. Yeah. We want more information. Sure. We want to engage. So, John, let's end off with you. Tell us more about SAGA. And if somebody's watching this video and thinks, I need more information, either about being safe with my firearm, or I'm considering getting a firearm, but I want to ensure that I do it properly, how can they contact your organization? Yes. How can they find more information?
I think, Jerusha, what is very important, when a person contacts our organization and they say, where can I get a gun? I will probably tell him to jump in a lake. Because that's not going to happen.
Right.
We will want to give such a person proper advice, and the best to get to it is merely on a website, SAGA's website. Get all the particulars over there, make contact with us. We'll give you safety rules and we'll give you guidance as far as that is concerned. And if you really are interested in a firearm, then we'll get a consultant to talk to you about it and get you to answer questions such as, why do you want a firearm? For what purpose do you need a firearm? What type of firearm are you considering buying? What price are you prepared to pay? And then lastly, are you prepared to take on the responsibility that go hand in hand with the possession of a firearm? And I think that is SAGA's viewpoint generally, to create a responsible society in this regard. We're not merely going to tell a person don't get it, or just go and get it, go to your dealer and go and get it. That is not what we're going to say. We will first of all portray responsibility, safety, and then if there is really a need to do that, then we'll give advice to that person as to how to go about it.
Now, Adele, I know that on Gun Free SA's website there's also a lot of advice and a lot of information. Speak to us about Gun Free SA, and again, to the person who's watching this who wants more information on your organization, where can they go?
So the website is good. It's www.gfsa.org.za. And there are a number of things. One, there's a lot of information on gun deaths, loss and theft, so kind of what we call facts and figures. But there are also 2 or 3 really important parts of the website. The one is around domestic violence and the use of firearms. So if you know anyone who is in a household where there is domestic violence and there's also a gun present, the website tells you what you can do. You don't have to charge someone, you just have to report. And I think that's an important message of Gun Free to the public, is yes, the police are the primary agency to implement this law, but actually all of us can use the law to save a life. And in particular, if you know of someone abusing a gun, using alcohol, on drugs, etc. Those are all conditions which make it means you're unfit to own a gun. So it's very practical things that people can do. And then there's also a section of how to say, for example, to declare your community centre or your school a gun-free zone. So we've got a lot of information about it's a very much community-oriented approach, about developing your own policies, about engaging around public safety. And I think essentially, and it was one of the elements actually in the summit over the last 2 days, was the framework is the National Development Plan, Chapter 20, which looks at what kind of society do we want to have. And in fact, the chairperson of the Portfolio Committee introduced that as part of it. What kind of society do we want to see? And I guess Gun Free South Africa, as a vision, is a society free from the fear of gun violence. And our website helps people then look at the practical steps of how do we get there.
Let's have one last look at what you're saying about the topic on social media.
So we'll first hear from Babalo, who says, we need some serious gun control in South Africa, the kind that some East Asian countries where civilians can't get any. We have Dimbane, who says, another senseless gun-related killing, and this time closer to home. Enough is enough, South Africa. Rest in peace, Mpumelelo Nkomo. Lastly, we have a tweet from Mildred, who says, I said this the other day, too many senseless killings in South Africa. Can they start having that gun control conversation? And of course, referencing the recent death of Senzo Manyuwa.
Well, I can't thank you both enough for coming in today, and I certainly think you've given us all so much to think about, and we'll be feeding back to you with the comments that we get on this video.